Hey, it's me, Lenny, and in this video I'm going to be talking about the band Vampire Weekend, which I actually just recently stumbled upon. Now, I've heard of the name and I've heard of the band for years, and I'm not opposed to bands with weird or interesting names. Most of the bands I like have very distinct, crazy names. I mean, they all sound crazy until you get used to them, like Foo Fighters. One of the greatest bands in the world. Dave Grohl, one of the best performers and lead singers and musicians. But that, it's not an everyday name. Now, in my mind, that sounds completely normal because I'm used to them. But Vampire Weekend sounded like a very low-budget horror film to me. Like, I had no clue what to expect from this band. Now, like I said, I've heard their name for years, but I couldn't tell you what song they sang. I had no clue. So recently, I was speaking to a coworker a couple weeks back, and we were talking about the music that we listened to and a lot of similar bands, and he mentioned Vampire Weekend, and he said their new album came out, and he had it on heavy rotation. He's been listening to it for like 2 weeks, and he's like, I think you should give it a try. I think you would like it. And I did see that it popped up for purchase. I knew it was out probably about a week or two already. And I was going back and forth on it because I do love discovering different bands, different sounds. It just brings me joy. I love music in general, and it's a part of me and it feels good. But I wasn't sure. Didn't know if I was ready to take that plunge. And he kind of convinced me. So I got their new album, Father of the Bride, which came out this year, 2019. It came out in May. And I didn't know what to expect. Again, by the name alone, not to judge a book by its cover, but I was expecting something kind of heavy, a little bit heavier than what I got. And what I got at first was not confusion in a bad way, but Father of the Bride, Vampire Weekend's newest album, it's a very conceptual album. It tells a story. Each song is almost interconnected to put together this puzzle piece to reveal one solid picture or concept at the end. And with this being my first Vampire Weekend album, I didn't know where I was going. Very, very, very pleasantly surprised. I can't say that I've ever heard anything like this. It's a mixture of folk music, country, reggae, and classical all together. Father of the Bride especially has like a country feel to it. Very pleasantly surprised. Now, at first, I do have to be honest. The songs reminded me of a Wes Anderson trailer, like the music that they would play for a Wes Anderson trailer, like a film trailer of his. And I'm not the biggest Wes Anderson fan. And I was a little worried because I was like, wow, this is very, I feel like I'm watching a trailer for Wes Anderson. Listened all the way through the album, and I was eager to go back and listen through again to see what my feeling was going to be of it. Went back through, listened to the album, loved the album. It is amazing. Loved the album so much that it sparked an interest in me to go and check out Vampire Weekend's discography and go back and check out their other albums, which I did. So I went to their self-titled debut album, Vampire Weekend, which came out in 2008, and I loved it. I loved the album. I love Ezra's voice, the lead singer. They're a very interesting band. I can't really describe them, but I would say they are a mix, again, of classical, reggae, and folk influence that works. It's a weird-ass sounding mix that surprisingly works. So I would highly recommend, if you're on the fence going back and forth, or you've already been a Vampire Weekend fan, and you haven't picked up Father of the Bride yet, definitely give it a listen. Check it out. It's definitely worth it. I've had it for weeks now, and I've had it on heavy rotation on my iPod, and along with Vampire Weekend, along with their second album and their fourth album. So, or third album, because I started with the fourth. Started out of sequence. But all their albums are amazing. I have to say that probably since Father of the Bride is the one that brought me in. If I was going to rate Father of the Bride, my favorite single on that album, by the way, is This Life. I would give Father of the Bride 8 L-dubs, 8 LWs out of 10. My favorite album by Vampire Weekend is their premiere album, their debut album, Vampire Weekend. I give that a 9 L-dubs out of 10. I can't pick a favorite track on there because they're so distinct and different, and all the songs, all the tracks on the album are really, really good. So if you get a chance, like I said, if you know Vampire Weekend, if you don't know them and you haven't checked out their new album, definitely check it out. Well worth it. I don't think you'll be disappointed at all. I know that I wasn't. And yeah, give it a spin, give it a listen to. All right, thanks for listening. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks so much for your time. Be safe out there. Take care, and I'll see you soon. All right, thank you. Take care.